I would do an intro, but I think all 2 people in the chat already know what's going on. Thank you, I will change that. Hello, Pete. Alright, looks like the teams are ready. I'm going to turn the music down. But this is the first matchup of the day, which is DW versus MOP. Not sure what MOP stands for, but it will be Masters of something. So we're starting off with the 4v4s, as is tradition. Seems like Fast Break got that sniper spawn, which is important on this map. You can sort of sit near the top and pick people off like he's doing at the moment. Generally, you'll see teams contest that upper sniper area, gives you a good view over the amp. But you don't want to commit too hard, because then you give up the 100 armor, which is on the other side of the map. Fast Break doing well already, he hasn't died, and got plenty of guns. Could even drop one for his teammate here if he needed. Oh, gets bioed, and that probably means this first belt will go to DW, who have all 4 players in the room, so nice setup by them. Let's follow. Oh, Rain lost the belt immediately. Yeah, it can be kind of tricky to get out of that room if the other team lock it down. It's easy to get in if you drop from above, but getting out is hard. But amp is the next item. Seems like DW have much better positioning. Shock's jumping directly onto it. He's only got 30 health though, so needs some team support if he wants. Oh, there it instantly goes down. And Ash picks it up. And he's got a sniper rifle. I think Shocks might have dropped that, so unfortunate. And opportunity for a run here. Although now Ash needs a bit of support. Oh no, he got stuck on the ledge. Sort of bounced off it. And now it's belt. Ash nearly solos the belt, but it seems like it will go to DW. Scandalous picking that up. It's Masters of Peace, is it? Okay. Oh! Fast Break, not noticing Scandalous there, walking straight into a rocket. Seems like Scandalous is in charge of defending this room. And now him and Shocked are reasonably stacked. If you can get some vials and 100 armor on this map, you can get real stacked real fast. But it will be 2 major items coming up at the same time, so it'll be interesting to see which item the teams prioritize. Seems like Masters will get the belt, but Shocks has got that amp. Nice. 2 snipes in a row. Oh no, he gets domed by Webfaster who headshot him. And it was Webfaster who got the belt as well, so he's stacked. Unfortunately, ran out of sniper ammo. But minigun's pretty strong. Goes back to pick up that sniper, yeah. Could be worth it. But he just can't find anyone. That's so annoying when that happens. There's still quite a comfortable lead for DW. Master's not really getting much out of that belt or that half of an amp run. And it will be the belt coming up next. Although Webfaster's got an iron grip on this 100 armor. So he's in a good position to defend the belt. Ah, no. Looks like it will be Scandalous on the belt. Doesn't have any guns though. So that's his next mission. See, I think Webfaster knows he doesn't have a... Oh, Webfaster goes down to a headshot as well there. But he knew that Scandalous didn't have a gun, so he went in to try and do some damage with the rocket launcher. Amp is spawning. Both teams not really set up for it, which is interesting. Although Alpha will get the grab in. A bit cautious. Maybe wondering why there are no enemies there. But this is a really strong position, especially because the entire enemy team just lined up for him like a shooting gallery. Only gets one out of it, though. He's actually not got much out of this Ampron at all, despite the opportunity that he had. Playing it quite passive. And Masters are making a little bit of a comeback. It's now only within 6, whereas before it was within 10, 12-ish. Nice defense by Alpha here. Clearly defending the sniper area. Sniper is so good on this map because it's so open. But he's getting rushed down. Be interesting to see. Yeah, he denies that sniper rifle. Really nice move. Because then the other team has 3 players up there. And the gun won't spawn for another 20 seconds. So there's not really much point in them being there. So nice play. But it will be a split on the items. Rain's all over the belt. And the amp is up. Picked up by Memphis this time. That might be the first grab by Masters. Yeah, it is. But Memphis is on 1 health. And then gets overkilled completely by the combo. And it's Scandalous who's stacked who picks up that amp. And he's got guns as well, so... Somehow Webfaster avoids him there. So not really any huge amp runs by either team, but regardless, DW have pulled ahead. Ash seems to have some kind of bug going on. I'm not quite sure what that is. Meanwhile, the belt got picked up by Rain again, so it seems like Rain's got good track on that belt. It looks like Ash is disconnected. Maybe gonna try and reconnect. Don't know if this server has pause enabled. There we go. Okay. Dion, you're the most spoiled human being on the planet. Okay, we're back in the game. It's now a 17-point difference though, and hopefully that won't have thrown the teams off their mental game, which it quite possibly could have. Rain is super early on this belt though. Obviously knows that, so he's moving out. And Alpha's got the amp sniper. So I'm noticing the DW have much better control over the items. Just seems like they've got a couple of players who are specifically timing one item, and then that allows them to get it more regularly. Like Rain has got the belt again. I think that's 3 in a row for him. Oh, cheeky moves going up with boots. Knows fast break didn't get that sniper rifle. And so Rain just using that belt there to deny items. Because it's all very well to have armor, but you have to get something out of it. And so if you can deny items from your opponents by using that armor, then that's a good trade. See Rain going back down for the belt. He knows it's coming up. There is some resistance this time though. Oh, Rain steps in the goo. Belt goes to Ash. But Amp is coming up. Alpha is aware of that. So it's definitely Alpha timing the Amp, Rain timing the belt for DW. Alpha goes down, but he had so much team support there that it didn't really matter. It didn't give away the Amp. Although Rain's struggling to hit, finally takes off Memphis. Actually pushing against the flak, which is risky. He goes down. Not much Amp time left for Masters, but still maybe a bit of a mistake by Rain, but it looks like it hasn't mattered, given that the score is increasing further and further. It's nearly 30 now. Stray goo shot hits Scandalous, and he gets double teamed. But he got the armor, so it's not really the position you want to be in if you're Masters. And that belt also immediately deleted off Webfaster. Just looking at the stats, there's a huge difference in the damage. Will be Amp coming up soon. Rain knows that. He's set up early. And there's no one on Masters who's ready to jump for it. Having said that, Ash did just take that lift. Nearly KOs Rain. Thing is, you can still do a lot of damage with the Amp Sniper if you hit. Unfortunately, Rain misses his first shot and that Amp will go to Webfaster. But Masters really need to make something out of this, otherwise this is going to be a one-sided victory for their opponents. Scandalous somehow stole that 100 armor from underneath Webfaster. And Scandalous is just kind of making a nuisance of himself in this area. Taking the 100 and then just fighting. And because they have the lead, it doesn't matter if he trades 1-to-1. Rain is prepped for the belt, nice and early. Although he has no team support and there's 3 opponents rushing him at once. So this belt will probably go to Masters. 3 of them down here. But now they need to get up to the Amp. And Alpha's all over it. So they're collectively all running towards this Amp. Alpha is prepped. And he will pick it up. No guns, but just the act of denying the Amp this late in the game with the score lead is enough usually. And you can see he's been picking up vials as well. Hanging around this top area. So he's pretty stacked. Will almost certainly take out Webfaster here. And that means the 100 armor will go to DW. So really great use of the Amp there. To just deny it from your opponent and then use it to get a small victory at the 100. That's all you need if you have the lead. Belt's coming up soon. I imagine we'll see Rain approaching. Scandalous actually beating him to it this time. Oh, Rain sneaks the belt. See, it doesn't matter if he goes down here. Again, just denying that belt was enough. So good play by DW. Nice headshot by Rain. This Amp is up soon. Rain's sitting on it, but not much point in him just insta-dying there, given that he had 16 health. But again, Alpha manages to take the Amp. Goes for the health. Doesn't crater. That would have been embarrassing. But at this point, Masters would need a miracle, especially since Rain is on the belt. How many belts has Rain got? 5. That's really impressive. And Alpha has 5 amps, which is even more impressive. But 8 to 1 amps is... that tells the story, really. 100 armor's a bit advantage to DW as well. Probably virtue of getting those amps and those belts, and then just leveraging them on the smaller items, which is a good way to play. But it seems that the players will just play out the last 30 seconds of the game. Pretty much literally impossible for Masters to win at this point. There we go. Scandalous with 35 kills, highest in the server. Webfaster with a standout performance on Masters though. Ahead by about 1,000 damage compared to his teammates. Probably something to do with the fact that he got 3 belts and 800 armors. Oh, what's this? Nitro. Strange. I guess there's conflicting versions on different servers. Oh, you did some commentary, did you, Dion? I'll have to go and watch that. So I have to say, given that Nitro is typically a map where you can just out-aim your opponents, I'd have to give the advantage to DW. They did have the stronger damage dealing last game. Seems like the DW player is also downloading this version of Nitro, so it's not just me. Seen a lot of headshots already. By the way, if anybody thinks the music is too loud or too quiet, then just let me know. How's that in comparison to the game sounds? Well, I'm hoping the teams will be ready soon because the TDM should technically already be finished by now. There we go. Rain is finally in the game. Here we go. Match 2. First game taken by DW. Opportunity for Masters to equalise. Although, probably a difficult map to do it on if you have a firepower disadvantage. Ash backing over that shock. Dodging over that bio as well. We'll eventually go down to this shock of Scandalous. Let's switch to Shocks, who is going to die to rockets. Seems DW set up for the armor. Scandalous taking it, even though he only has 10 health, so maybe he's planning to play the armor room. Oh, and then gets Tri-Rockets from the back. He was going for that health as well. Nearly dies to Tri-Rockets again. But good denial by Masters. Keeping it 5-5 in the first sort of minute or so. But yeah, it does seem like Scandalous is playing the Slay position. Switch over to the belt. Oh no, Ash is missing the infamous Nitro belt jump. We'll get it the second time round though, but gets absolutely wrecked by a flak ball and a combo and enforcer. So great play by DW to shut down that belt carrier. And Scandalous, meanwhile, still has all his armor, so he probably wants to be giving this next 100 to a teammate. It's because this is all a figment of your imagination, Dion. Scandalous trying to hit Ash. Finally takes him down. But it was Rain who picked up the amp. He's got a sniper, but will die to literally anything. So, quick draw on the sniper is necessary. And again, nicely done. Definitely two chances there for Webfast to have got that amp. And now Rain is sitting on the belt, and obviously the belt has 100% armor absorption. But Rain chooses to drop off it a second early. And both teams are looking pretty stacked, actually. Definitely seems to me that DW have better control of this 100 armor room though, which is really important on this map. Lots of spawns around here, and of course you've got access to the shock and the 50. So a stacked link fight at the top there. Oh, nicely done by Alpha there actually. Knew that Memphis was low and the keg was coming up, so decided to get 2 in 1, knowing that Rain was there to back him up on the amp. And now Rain is in such a strong position here. Oh, just misses Memphis, but I'm sure he'll have more opportunities. Nitro is a very open map, and look how much stack DW have on the left there. That's a scary scary roster to go against when they're all stacked. Fast break just spawning in front of Rain. I wasn't sure if he was checking that spawn there or if He was just looking at an enemy and then Fast Break happened to spawn in front of him. But Alpha gets the 100. Let's follow him for a bit. And he's got some vials as well, so he's functionally belted. Belt is coming up. I think that was Memphis missing the belt jump there and getting annoyed because Alpha was pinging him in the butt. But I like this. This is such a patient play by DW. They have the position on the belt, so they can just wait on it because their opponents can't jump for it. You'll often see players just Hail Mary jump for the belt, and typically doesn't go very well. It's hard to do that when people are shooting you. But the amp is actually on its stand. Shock's getting to it before anyone on Masters. And he's got the stack to back it up. Definitely would have died there if he didn't have armor, so that's testament to the control that DW have established. Oh, Shock's jumping over that bio shot there. Favouring the sniper. It seems to be both teams' plan is to amp snipe. Although having said that, Masters have 0 amp time total, which is really rough. Ash has got the moves, but couldn't get to the belt. And the items have actually been desynced a lot, so you can't just go towards the belt on the minute mark. And typically when that starts to happen in a TDM game, then the teams with the better actual timing will start to pull ahead. Seems like Rain knows when that amp is ready and has backup as well. It's so important just to have team support and a full flak secondary with the amp. Oh, he loses his head though. That was Ash who did that. But he just can't get to the amp and Rain returns the favour off the spawn. Oh, Memphis unable to get to that 100 as well. Sorry, my cat is distracting me. But I am concerned for Masters. They're 20 points behind, and seems like DW are outplaying them a bit like they were last game. I mean, the 4-1 amps is rough. Or 4-0, I mean. And Rain actually keeping track of that keg. And now that it's offset from amp, there's a chance to get both amp and keg, which would make it so difficult to kill that amp carrier. Yeah, Rain leveraging that keg to get up to the amp, but actually isn't contested at all, so will be super strong. Yeah, just pings Ash back. Maybe not the best idea to attack uphill into an amp carrier. But what? That was so much link damage. Scandalous though, able to pick up the amp and continue on the rampage. Will this be a belt going to Ash? Oh, he just doesn't have the health to risk the jump, and Alpha will bang his head clean off and steal the belt for his eyes. Seems like Alpha is moving in towards the amp. So Alpha and Rain are the killer duo of DW as far as getting the power-ups is concerned. You see Alpha defending from one side, Rain defending from the other, and then Masters just cannot get in on the action. I'm gonna switch over to Rain. And they're running as a unit when they have the power-ups, which is something you see teams choose not to do or forget to do sometimes. And that's when you drop an amp and you lose a few kills, and then they add up across the game. So it's nice to see DW playing safe. It seems that Shox did get the 100 armor though, and he's got some guns, so let's follow him as he deletes Memphis. And he's going for the belt. He has so much health there that he could just afford to jump for it. And Ash is just eternally cursed to not have the health for a belt jump. And now DW are pulling ahead massively. Let's see if Memphis can do anything about it. He will double team Alpha with Fast Break. He picks up the 100, although Fast Break's on 2 health, so he needs these health packs. Looks like both he and Memphis went down, so maybe a bit of a miscomm there. Probably better if Memphis had taken the 100, but it is getting a bit hectic towards the last few minutes of the game, so communication tends to break down. Nice. Shox has just secured the belt room with the amp. So again, using the power-ups to leverage control. Did his teammate just miss the belt jump? Alright. Webfaster has the belt now. Let's see if he can do anything. Would be a miracle if Masters were able to pull this back. Poor unloved Keg. There we go. Shox picks it up. Amp is up. Almost no one cares from DW, allowing Ash to pick it up. Is that the first amp? Yeah, that is the first amp the Masters have got all game. And no support, unfortunately, so Ash goes down immediately. And switch on to Alpha. He was the player who picked up the amp. So Memphis chasing him into the keg pit, but just walks onto some rockets. Frustrating, but at this point it doesn't really matter. Like Shock's got the keg. And Scandalous got the amp. So DW still keeping a grip on the items all the way to the end of the game, despite having a massive score lead. So a big damage difference is what I'm saying. And 251 to 8 amp time. I don't think I've ever seen an amp disparity that big. So pretty brutal, honestly. Almost a 2-to-1 scoreline. Masters doing a bit better in that last few minutes, but not able to pull it back. And that concludes the 4v4. So 2 points going to DW. Which means there are 8 points left up for grabs. Spread across various game modes. Right, into the 2v2 it seems. Will be repeat Scandalous and Alpha on the DW roster. And Webfaster, Ash and Memphis on the Masters roster. Of course, players can be swapped in and out in an attempt to get everyone some game time. The maps are Solo and Focus for 2v2. Alright, everyone's in the game. It will be Pete and Scandalous versus Ash and Webfaster. I'm interested to see how this will turn out. I think Pete and Scandalous is a pretty strong side to go up against. I haven't seen much from the Masters players before. But generally 2v2 is a game mode that tends to be a bit closer than the 4v4s. It's a bit closer to duels than TDMs, which most players are more familiar with. Alright, players are ready. The first 2v2 TDM match is underway. Alright, let's go to Scandalous. He did get that shock spawn, which is all important on solo. Maybe less so in 2v2 than in duel, but still, it is the gun. Oh, just missing that combo, but Pete is there as support. There will be a fight over this 100 armor. All players in the vicinity, and Pete goes down. Is traded by Scandalous though, and it's a fight over the 100. Webfaster tries to block it with the bio, but goes down to Scandalous's happy feet maneuvers. Scandalous doing really well so far. Does have those hit scan guns, which are pretty important on this map. There are plenty of long sight lines and height advantages. And now it's a fight over the belt. Scandalous has the stack to just stand on it, which allows him to take that for himself. But Webfaster able to take that 100 armor in the meantime. But Pete, with that height advantage in the rocket launcher, Webfaster doesn't have the guns to deal with that situation. So 100 armor is wasted. Seems like Scandalous somehow lost the belt though. Goes down to some Enforcer. So it's a bit of a reset, although DW are 6 points ahead. I continued my tradition of forgetting that the amp exists on this map. But that's gone to Webfaster, and his teammate's got the 100 armor. So as long as Webfaster doesn't give this amp up, they've got a really good chance at reversing the control here. Oh, he just can't hit Link. Oh, nicely done. Wins himself the belt, so really great play by Webfaster, despite the shaky Link at the start. And that's won him the belt and his teammate the 100 armor, so this is a huge reversal by Masters. And it's pretty much even now. Bit of an altercation in middle. Armor is up, and Ash is all over it, but he's low health, so he needs to be careful. But it's good to see that Masters are making use of that control that they got earlier. And they've actually overtaken DW. I think DW have gotten a frag for a minute or so, and Ash knows exactly when this amp is spawning. He wants this health. Pete kills himself after killing Scandalous. What on earth? I think he managed to shoot Scandalous while walking over his own gi that he shot about 10 seconds earlier. But Ash, he's just sneaking with this amp because he's so low health. Oh, if he could see the health on Scandalous, he would have gone straight for the Link gun there. But it seems like Repeat's managed to get himself the 100 armor. So the control lock is slowly... Oh no, 100 spawning now. So it must have been the 50 that Pete had. But nonetheless, control's slowly being broken by the DW side. Still no kill for them though. So DW finally getting a kill, but Pete went down, Scandalous going down as well, and they lost the belt. Pete got the 100 though. So again, it's just a matter of time before there's a fight that goes the way of DW if Masters keep giving up these items. But Ash just solo defending this amp, but goes down to Webfaster, who kills everyone in the vicinity as he shoots through Scandalous with an amp snipe and takes the 100. Oh, delayed spawn by Scandalous and gets double teamed immediately. And taken down again. Webfaster just clearing the area a bit before the before the belt spawns. Oh, goes down to Pete, who was sneaking. And Pete got the belt. And there we go. Scandalous comes in behind with the flak. I have a feeling that Webfaster's lack of guns will betray him there, despite having the 100 armor. So now a reversal by the DW side. Pete needs to be careful though that he doesn't get chipped down by Enforcer, and he's doing so well with the flak, but goes down to the goo. The goo has been Pete's bane this game. So a bit of a reset and opportunity for the game to stabilize. Belt and amp are synchronized as well. Pete sees his opponent on the amp. Both him and his teammate are over by the amp, so they have to go for this because they have given up the belt. Oh, Ash gets sniped, loses most of that belt, so he has to make the most of this situation, but he's getting chipped down. And Pete still has amp sniper. Oh, no way! Magnetic rockets. Luckily for Pete, his teammate is there to pick up the amp. It could have been really bad. And look at that, the score is now within 2. So another good comeback by the out of control team. Within 1. Oh no, unable to finish with the shock rifle. It would have been the tying shot. But still plenty of time for either team. They've both shown that they can break the control. Scandalous, Webfaster's getting in his face there and denies that 100 from him essentially. But the belt will go to Repeat. So still a stack and weapons advantage. Oh, what? Sidelined by the bio. It's a good thing that hit Scandalous and not Repeat, who had the... Oh, it looks like it might have hit Repeat in splash damage. So that was the ultimate goo shot. And it's 2v1 on the amp. Somehow Scandalous gets a kill there and doesn't die. How did that happen? I think Repeat just got the armor as well. An amp that they had no right to, but they took it nonetheless. Ash knows that belt's coming up. So still really split on the items are both teams. 3 to 4 belts, 2 to 3 amps. Oh, nice. Nice little flick shot there, damaging Pete. Keeping him away from the 100, which is up now. Oh no, but Scandalous sneaks it from behind. That's unfortunate for Ash. I'm not sure about the decision to use the Stinger secondary there. Probably has the lowest DPS of any gun in the game. But it's another belt amp synchronization. Definitely seems like DW are better in these scrappy situations though, and that might just be an aim thing. But despite trading pretty much 50-50 on the items the past couple of minutes, they've actually pulled ahead by 7. And just by getting those few kills before the major items, that gives them the ability to get the amps, which allows them to pull further ahead. Repeat getting air bioed. Doesn't actually kill him though. Wow. I think Ash probably going for that amp, which appears to have disappeared. So it must have run out. But still within 8, definitely a doable comeback for Masters in 5 minutes. This belt's coming up as well. This is the hard side to attack belt from, but because Ash got there early, it means he's going to get it. Loads of damage coming out from Ash. And Will denies the 50 armor, but then gets bioed going up the lift. Oh, that's so rough because the amp is spawning. The bio this game's been outrageous. Scandalous baits out the combo onto the amp and then dodges for it. I like that move. Goes down, but I think Pete's there for support. Oh no. Amp's double enforcer and 100 armor. So this is the opportunity that Masters need, but Webfaster eats 2 huge combos. Oh, he was desperate to get over to that belt and then over to that health and just read like a book. His teammate still gets the amp though. Oh, the belt rather. But it's getting messy. They're trading pretty poorly, damage-wise. So it's still an 8-point lead, now up to... No, still an 8-point lead. But Masters can't just trade here, they need to get something out of these next items. Pete's really early on the belt. And given how far away Masters are, I have a feeling he's going to get this pretty much for free, as long as he doesn't get a headshot. Yep, he will take it. And that's all you need to do if you're DW at this point, is just deny the items and make the fight scrappy. Don't give away the amps. See Scandalous playing super defensive on this one. Just slowly going around the map. Getting the smaller items. Shooting people in the butt. And dying to the bio, apparently. Now a 10-point lead with 2 minutes left. It's technically doable, especially since there's one more amp in the running. Oh no, Ash just nuked his teammate. But both fresh spawns on red, so if they can chain together spawn kills, this is doable. Still 9 points to get though, and they have to get the amp. And they really want this 50 armor, and Webster went down on it. Sorry, 100 armor. Thing is, Pete and Scandalous can just afford to be really annoying here and stick around in this area of the map, which means that Masters can't really go for the belt because they need to get the kills, but they, the amp rather, because they need to get the kills. And look, Repeat knows that amp's up. We'll just take it. Hits the ground though because of that combo. But I think the fact that Scandalous got away with this amp and that 100 armor pretty much has sealed it. Almost no chance for a comeback now. Honestly, pretty even stats overall. Although Master's got more belts, which is interesting. fewer amps, although similar amp time, but pretty close. I think, honestly, there were some chances in there near the end where Masters could have made a comeback, but they just came out worse in some of the fights. And that's testament to Pete and Scandalous just having a bit better aim, I think, and a bit better positioning around that amp, knowing when to back away and abuse the fact that they have the lead. But certainly closer than the 4v4s, which is nice to see. So Masters still in the running for another point in 2v2s, from what I can tell. I think next map will be Focus, was that right? Yes, map 2 is Focus. Alright, I've got breaking news as well. The LATAM versus Half Absolute game will not be taking place today. So just a short stream today. But I'm sure Mikey will keep everyone updated in the Unreal Pugs Discord channel as to when that reschedule will be played. So you'll have to savour this game, or this matchup, as it's the only one today. But there will, of course, be more tomorrow. Alright. Masters are ready. DW are ready. It's Focus, which I think more so than Solo is quite a tactical map. Takes a fair amount of time to get anywhere, but it's still fairly open. So, emphasis on specifically belt timing, but also knowing when that amps up. Webfaster immediately killing Pete with the flak. So good start for him, but Pete's got that bio out, and we know how strong that can be from last game. Yep, Pete somehow kills someone with the bio off screen. He wants to get this health, which he will get. But both he and Scandalous are nowhere near the 100 armor. And Webfaster will take that. So it's now his mission to get some guns and deal some damage. Scandalous going in aggressive, but doesn't really have the health to back it up and lands on a flak bomb. Oh, he gets that mini spawn though, and that means that he's in a great position to defend this belt. Oh, Webfaster just gets the kill. Who's on the belt? It is Ash, and looks like Webfaster spawned on the 100, so great situation if you're Masters. Pete goes down. Really good position to be in for this amp that's up in 15 seconds. But Webfaster can't get the damage onto Scandalous. He's down to 1 health, and he's down in the pit. And Ash team kills him, although it does get Scandalous in the meantime. And now it's all about the amp. Oh, Pete gets cut in half by a shot combo, and Ash goes for the hammer jump. So, good to see. Oh, patience on that shot, but doesn't kill Scandalous, who had the 50 and actually survives the next shot. But not enough for that. Shock beam. And Masters early on this belt, which is good to see. They've got a lot of map pressure on at the moment, especially because the 100 armor is still not up. Okay, there we go, taken by Scandalous, but it was just delayed enough for Masters to get into the room and kill him just after he took it. Will be 100 armor up soon. Seems like nobody is conscious of that. Although Ash has that 50. Caught in a close quarters battle against a flank cannon, and Scandalous able to take the 100 armor while on 2 health, denying it from Masters despite going down. And Spawning on the shock as well, allowing him to defend the belt. Got a bit of a crossfire going. That was an outrageous maneuver by Webfaster. Air striking the belt and then landing on it to take it as soon as it spawns. So good timing by him. Will deny this health as well. And now the mission is maybe deny this 100 and just go to the amp. Seems like Ash did get that 100 armor. And we'll go for the amp. He's low health though, so he needs to be careful. Oh, he nearly gets rinsed by the minigun. He's down to 12 health. He really wants to kill someone here, but he's dropped the amp down, I think. Yeah, he dropped it onto Repeat's head. So overextension there, I think. And that may cost them the control that they've worked so hard to get. Oh no, Ash blows himself up as well, ahead of this 100 armor, which Pete will pick up. And then I think Scandalous had a chance there for the belt, but Webfaster takes it from him. I think Webfaster knows exactly when this belt is spawning. So really messy. Neither team able to establish control really this past minute or so. Nice moves to get up there, but walks into a rocket. What? Okay. Yeah, Webfaster's been praying to the Enforcer gods, it seems. Alright, there is a setup early ahead of this belt. Repeat. And he's got a bit of a stack as well, but we'll go down to another snipe and he actually gets killed. Which I believe has given Masters the belt. If Pete had just backed off there, he probably gets that belt and denies this massive stack advantage that Masters have. Because now Ash can take the amp, hits a sniper onto Pete, which denies the 100 armor. And now players spawning in front of Amped Sniper. Oh, Ash just can't hit every shot. He's doing well though. Looking for spawns. Here's a spawn up by Link. Oh, hits the box though. A good little run though. And crucially, Masters have maintained their massive stack advantage, which should mean they can just push away DW from this belt. So not overextending themselves there, which is good to see. Not wasting that advantage. And there we go. Webfaster takes the belt. Bit delayed, but tends to happen in TDM games. Pete there, kind of sneaking on that 100 armor, and pretty much just resets the whole map with that one play. Not quite sure how that happened, but gives DW a really great chance to get onto this amp. Problem is when nobody is stacked and the amp is up and you have to hammer jump for it, then you're wasting a huge amount of health. And seems like on the reset, Masters have been doing a bit better since they got that 100 instead of the 50. And Ash takes the amp. Webfaster knows Pete's low here. And he knows exactly when the belts spawn. This is really great control play by Masters. So now they're back in the driving seat, despite that reset about a minute ago. Some messy trades off the spawn there. which does favour the team who's in control, or in the lead. And Ash is on the belt with a bit of a stack, although he's lost most of it, and Pete has a chance to kill him here. Oh, he's in the air, and Pete gets the belt. And, oh no, Webfaster got the belt. My bad, it was Scandalous who got the 100 armor. So a bit of a trade on the armors, but I know which one I'd rather have. Seems like Ash got caught out there at the amp, and now it's finally an opportunity for DW to get a stacked amp run. I think that's their first amp. And Scandalous really needs to just hit shots here. Start eating into that 12-point lead. He wants this 50 as well. Pete swipes it. But Scandalous, he's losing health. He went for that 50 and that kind of lost him that top level, and I have a feeling he might go down here, although his opponents just have no guns. It will be a repeat to take the belt. Ash sneaking. Didn't really know you could go up there, actually. That was a bit of a weird fight for Masters to even bother taking, because they had such a big disadvantage going into it. And, well, that seems to have worked. I think the 100 armor will go to Masters if Webfaster can get up there, or Ash. And so it's no longer a 12-point lead, but it is still a 10-point lead. So the control reversal hasn't really done any favors for DW. And it's another messy belt fight. I think DW have just won that. But the amp is up, so chance for Blue to swipe it. Although Pete's looking stacked, and Scandalous is already securing the amp area. So it will be a hammer jump up to the belt, to the amp by Pete. But he's been accosted from the rear by a flat cannon. And basically lost all his stacks, so he has to be super passive now. Otherwise, he'll just give up the amp. Things spawning in front of him, though, so that's helpful. Unable to kill Webfaster before he denied that 100 armor. Which is what Masters need to do to quell this comeback, although they are only 5 points in the lead. Make that 6 now. So, getting a little bit closer to worrying for them, but they're still comfortable, especially after this belt. And if they're still timing as well as they were in the first 5 minutes, then they'll know that this 100 armor is coming up. Although Pete's there ahead of time. So right moves by Masters. But just not enough time. Pete shooting his teammate in the back. Makes up for it with that, though. And now, within 3. With a couple of nice spawn kills. Amp's coming up. Oh, if Pete had hit that headshot. So I think Webfaster's going to jump for this amp. Oh, he's just been delivered the boots. And Ash has the amp. So he needs to not die here if Masters want to pick up their first point, I think. And he does defend that belt beautifully as his teammate's able to take that. And they really want these spawn kills. Oh, Scandalous got the 100. It's taken off him, but that's still kind of hard for Masters to deal with. Ash just can't hit the shots, and Scandalous just waits for the switch to flak and then dodges out of the room. So good play by him, but Masters have actually started to pull this lead back in their favour. It was looking a bit dicey for a moment there. That would be so annoying if you're Scandalous. Just have someone spawn on the 50 in front of you and then kill you with Enforcer. Rough. There will be another strong belt defense by the Master's side. Oh! Ash hitting a huge combo, denying the belt. Scandalous killed Webfaster with the bio posthumously. But lead's looking stronger than ever for Masters with just 1.5 minutes left to go. So well played by them, not allowing DW to pull away with that comeback. Webfaster with the amp probably just wants to play defensive with this, make sure the opponents can't get it. Yeah, he's gonna retreat behind his teammate. Sometimes it's better to just deny the amp than it is to actually try and use it. Because pretty much the only way DW make this comeback is if they have an amp. Follow repeat. He has substantial stack and he's doing a lot of damage. Ash is nearly dead. The Dream is still alive as far as Pete is concerned. He needs to hit about 5 headshots in a row here though. But last 15 seconds, I think this is all but sealed. And really close game that. Even though Masters had the lead pretty much for the whole game, it still felt like DW were in it the whole time. Ash with an absolute ton of damage, loads and loads of amp time as well. And I think the amps were what made the difference there. You see fairly, well, and the belts. Pretty solid control by Ash on those amps, and Webfaster on those belts. So defined roles for the teams. They had really, really strong control for the first sort of half of the game, which is very impressive to see. And that will be enough to win Masters of Peace, their first point of the day, making it 3-1 to DW. 5-1, yes. Wait, no, we've only had the 4v4 and the 2v2. So it's 3-1. Oh, hang on, no, each 4v4 is 2 points. So yeah, 5-1. Shox is right. Oh, forgotten the rules. Yeah, 4v4s are worth 2 points. Shox is correct. I'm going to grab a drink and then I will join whatever game is hosted. I will be either Dom or 1v1. Alright, looks like it's Domination next. The maps for Dom will be Focus and Rankin. So, Focus twice in a row. Although, 3v3 Dom on Focus is very different to 2v2 TDM on Focus. Substantially more hectic. Those of you who have been playing UT4 since pretty much the start will perhaps remember Focus being played in 4v4 TDM, which was an absolute nightmare. Although Wolf still likes it. But that's probably because Wolf spends half the time he's in game with an AMP sniper, so it doesn't matter that you can't get a gun if you always have a gun. Just waiting on players here. Seems like Webfaster wanted a minute. There we go. DWR ready. Rain pretending he's never played Dom before. Alright, here we go. First game of Domination. It is, of course, 3v3 for those of you who are uninitiated. Still a game mode that is a bit experimental as far as playing it competitively is concerned. Well, I switch over to Ash because he got the sniper rifle. And it's fun to see if someone can get a headshot early in the game before all the items spawn. But what you'll probably see is one player per point, essentially. And Ash seems to be defending this point quite well. Oh, and sneaking the 100 armor. Very nice. Probably will commit to killing Shocks here. Yeah, Ash is crushing it on this point. No one seems to be trying to challenge him. And he's actually going to defend the AMP. So leveraging that 100 armor. Oh, how did that miss? And he's managed to get the belt. This point, Bravo point's been 12 free points for Masters. All because of Ash's defense of it. And he's probably going to get the AMP as well. Nicely done. DW just throwing bodies at him and it's not working. And I like this move as well. He's using that amp. Oh, drops into the pit though. I don't think he knew repeat was there. But doesn't matter in the end. Bravo point finally going over towards red team for the first time in the game. And Ash dying for the first time in the game. 28 score, 1 death. Not bad. What happened there, Shox? Not only is Ash defending that point well, Shox is also suiciding on that point well. I'm actually going to switch over to someone else because we've seen a lot of Ash so far. Let's switch over to Bex, who is a player I'm not familiar with, but he seems to be defending Charlie Point near the 50 armor. Oh, Rain, you bastard. Stealing that belt. And then instantly dying. Well played by him. And Ash just managed to get himself a sniper again, so I will switch back to him. See what he can do. Just securing this point for his teammate. Then going back to his own. Pete nearly nukes him with a bio though. So it seems like the story of this game is Ash is soloing Bravo and winning substantially, but the other 2 points are going more towards DW. I think maybe they've got 1.5 players on each of the other points. But I really like the way Ash is playing. He's just keeping track of his point and then going and supporting the 2 armors. I have a feeling that as we see more and more Dom, we'll see certain types of players being put on certain types of points. I imagine players like Slay, who like to stick in one place with an armor and some guns, will probably end up in like the pit on this map or something, and then just solo that, do tons of damage. And then you've got more roaming type players like Ash is playing right now. But let's go look at Rain. He's got some health and a couple guns. Picks up a shock. He's actually seems to be 1v1ing Bex, who was quite stacked before that combo. So clean grab of the point by Rain. Again, Ash has the amp, and he's shooting people with it. And this is great. See, he's just stripped all the stack off Rain. Oh yeah, I think he's overcommitted here though. All he had to do there was hit that one shot on Rain and then back off, I think, or wait for some teammates. But good initiative. He knows when to move out. And I think that's really what's just been keeping Masters a few points ahead in this game, is Ash roaming a bit with the amp. Oh, Webfaster unable to finish repeat for a minute there. Just loses the point for a split second, but that's not enough to lose any points in Dom. You do have to hold those points for a fair amount of time to actually start seeing it on the scoreboard. And now Master's pulling ahead even more. 20 points lead. Amp is up. Looks like DW have finally decided that it's time to take the fight to Ash rather than Let him roam around. And Shocks will take the amp. There's only 60 health though. So this is what I was talking about last game. If everyone's on low health and you jump for the amp, then you're losing a substantial amount of health just to take it. And that has essentially delivered the amp into Ash's hands again. But he's going aggressive, and another overextension there gives Repeat back the amp. And he chooses to defend the pit with the amp. And he does so well. And that 100 is up there for him. Oh, clean by Repeat. The rocket bounce off the lift, followed by the switch to the sniper. He's playing Quake over here. Oh no, Repeat nukes his teammate off the spawn. And does get a double kill though, which allows them to get 2 of the 3 points. You see, Webfaster actually tapping the point there is big, because it means Repeat has to go back down and into the pit twice in a row actually, and he's wasted loads and loads of time where he could otherwise be supporting his teammates. But now that was a concerted effort to take this point back, and it's 3 points to Masters, and they're really starting to pull away from it, pull away with it. There is, of course, a 200-point mercy limit, so whoever hits that 200 first wins the game, and it's getting dangerously close. I mean, it's still doable, but DW will have to dominate the points in the next few minutes if they actually want a chance of winning this. They are 30 points behind. I think the Masters team have been practicing Dom before the tournament started, whereas some of the teams just decided to wing it, and that's showing. If you look at the stats, you can see that there's a very clear designation of the players on each point. It's a bit more mixed on the DW side. We'll switch over to Bex. We haven't seen much of him. And it is getting to the point where it is basically impossible for DW to win this game. Masters now 50 points ahead. Well played by them. And really standout performance by Ash. Maybe just because I was spectating him for so long. But in terms of leveraging the amp, really well played by him. Just using it to defend those armors, make sure his teammates get stacked, and then roaming into the middle when he knows his point's safe to pick off some spawn kills. So well played by Masters. That's another point for them. Map 2 will be Rankin, which is a bit more open, but probably similar to Focus overall. Looks like the teams will stay the same. Players are instantly ready. That's what I like to see. Yeah, Alpha has been banned from ever participating. Looks like Masters of Peace are making a team member swap. It's fair enough, within their rights. So Memphis is joining the side of Masters. Alright, here we go. Second domination map. I think if Masters win this... No, they won't tie up the series. Each dom map is worth 1 point, but they will be clawing back the points they lost in the 4v4s. I'm going to follow Shocks. He got that shock. He's taking care of the top point. This top point's interesting because it's quite hard to get to. The duels haven't been played yet, Pain. $100 armor's coming up. Pete doing a ton of link damage. Seems he's in charge of this link gun point. Got himself a shock rifle though, which is handy. And probably not a gun you'd end up with a lot of the time if you're defending this point, given that it's pretty much the furthest point from the shock rifle. These are good moves by Pete, pushing out, knowing when to push out, knowing that his point is safe. Given that the opposing team will be all over that belt around now, or all over the 100 armor. I think domination is really about knowing when you can leave your point and pursue some damage, really. Trying to help out your teammates. He needs to be careful here, though. And he has unfortunately allowed Memphis to get the amp. Oh, headshot onto Memphis, though. He just goes down. Rain cleaning up with the rocket launcher. Switch over to Rain. He is low health and instantly dies as soon as I switch to him. Seems like this top point is a battle between Ash and Shox. And at the moment, I think going the way of Shox. Lots of stack for DW. They're way ahead in points. I've only just realised. So strong start by DW. All of their players with a bit of armor as well. That goes a long way. If you're running at each other over and over again, having a bit of armor in every one of those engagements is just going to net you more kills in the long run. Seems like Pete's being a bit of a roamer. Or maybe not. It's hard to tell. Memphis has the amp, but only 5 health. You can still do a lot with an amp sniper though, but you've got to hit your shots. But in order to hit your shots, you've got to see where the enemies are. Ouch! Capped in the back of the head from halfway across the map. Master's here running as a bit of a unit over these 2 points. Typically not something you want to do for Dom, but I think Memphis knew that that point was relatively safe back there. And now he's moved back in, now that Pete's here. But I think he's going to go down here. It will be a trade frag, but that favours Pete because he tapped the point. Looks like Webfaster has obtained that belt. It seems like he's fighting Rain down at the bottom here. All 3 Masters players down the bottom. Not a situation you want to be in with all the players in one place, because that just leaves all the points vulnerable. And Amp's up. Nobody seems to have noticed. Pete may be going to drop onto it if he sees it, but too focused on the flak cannon wielding maniac in his face. He actually switches to sniper and kills him. There we go, Pete spots the amp. I think making his way towards this point. Trying to deal some damage on the way. But he's not really leveraging this amp. There we go, there's 1 kill and another one. But he hasn't gone for a point with it. Looks like this one's been in his possession though, so not a big deal. So yeah, I do agree with his decision there, given that this point was controlled by his team. Pete fighting a couple players at once here. This is the worst place of the map to be. There's no points, no guns, no items. But Pete doubles back. Taps the point again. And he's defending that point really well. Finally goes down. Let's watch someone else who just got the belt. It'll be Rain. He's been fighting down at the bottom here. Rain's got so many points down the bottom. Really just straight up outplaying Webfaster. In terms of points captured. And I think down the bottom it's just a case of fighting skills really. There's nothing to this nothing to this area. It's just a flat plane. Oh, he's going in for again. Getting cocky. Meanwhile, Memphis has taken the amp. But this is pretty much an exact reversal of what we saw last game. Masters really struggling to get points on the board. Bit of indecision by Memphis there, and then he goes down. Did tap the point though. And Rain is just solo defending this point. Down to 13 health, but still living. See your pain. I'll have to upload the... Remember to upload the VODs. I've still got last week's. I did download it, but I didn't get around to uploading it. I think you could make a really good case for Rain being MVP on this point. Pretty much game is sealed at this point. You'd basically have to hold all 3 points all game long to win if you're in the position that Masters are in right now. Almost a 2-1 score differential. Webfaster finally getting a grip on this point, but it's just not enough. It's just too late. Masters could, or DW could literally have all players on 1 point and then just ride out the game. And I wonder if that's something that we'll start to see as players get more and more familiar with domination. Is if they've got the lead, then just put all 3 players on 1 point, get those last 10 points on the board really easily. So DW have won both 4v4s. 1 2v2 and 1 dom, and Masters have won 1 2v2 and 1 dom, so a couple more duels to go. I think that means that the matchup, how many points is that? That's 6 for DW, so the most Masters can get is 4 in total, which is respectable, but that would rely on them winning both duels. Right, it's the main event. It's the 1v1. It's my favourite mode. I'm sure it's all your favourite modes as well. Will be the last 2 games of the night, given that the second matchup has been rescheduled, which is a shame. But never mind. Let's just hope this one is doubly hype, although Fast Break's got his work cut out for him. Repeat's a very experienced dueler, especially on this map, since it's been around in UT4 for such a long time. Hello Ash, you played really well, especially on Focus. Just waiting on Fast Break to join. The 2 maps we're playing today will be Leah and ASDF. Oh, come on, fast break. Alright, I have news that Fast Break is working on his internet connection. So it might be 10 minutes. Wow, he's 120 ping. What the? $240 ping. There you go. Pete's a nice guy, he can wait. What's the FPS like on stream? Looks really choppy in OBS. It's been like that the whole time. Or has it just started? Okay, maybe it's... Okay, I'm gonna restart my game. Okay, that looks a bit better to me. Alright, players are ready, I think. Yep. Last games of the day will be 2 1v1 matches between these two players. Let me turn the music off. 1v1 is serious business. Interesting spawn choice there. Pete actually going in for a rocket to see if he can do some damage on fast break. But player's probably just going to collect some vials now. opportunities for early damage have passed. Pete, though, getting all the damage in. Kills Fast Break. That's a 300 armor for Repeat. And I think he's delaying. Yeah, smart move by him. If you delay the first 100 armor, makes it way easier to get it the second time round. Provided you get the belt. Which it seems like Pete is confident of being able to do. What? Fast Break hit some weird 180 flick rocket there. But I think Pete was a bit confused. But here we go. Pete gets the belt, which means basically the 100 armor's for free. Especially because Fast Break spawned over here. Nicely done. You see that? Pete heard the spawn of rockets, switches to rockets for his own, just in case Fast Break jumps into his face. Nice. Clinical first minute and a half by Pete. Pete's hitting all kinds of directs. And another one. Well, that might not have been direct. Oh, he's heard the spawn underneath him as well. I think Fast Break's in trouble here. Yeah, it goes down. And now belt is up, and Repeat's got an iron grip on it. He might drop for the 50 as well. Oh, goes for the air rocket. Nothing doing, as they say in America. He did give Fast Break the 50 though, but small consolation given that he's already 8-0 down. And honestly, Leah is a map where you can run a 1-point lead for like 9 minutes. So Fast Break has his work cut out for him. Especially because Repeat is zoning him off the 100 so well. Has Fast Break got a 100 armor yet? No. And not a belt either. And because the belt and the 100 are just so delayed from each other, that gives Repeat so much time to get between them. Even missing that combo, which otherwise would have been crucial, still doesn't lose Pete the belt. And he's just going in. Thing is, he can just damage Fast Break as much as he wants, because he's got the 100 armor to back off onto. Oh, he's dodged down though. That is unfortunate. Huge damage onto Fast Break, but that means there's no armor up on the map. Except this 50, which Fast Break's just taken. Pete down to 6 health. This could be the control break Fast Break needed. And it's all predicated on that missed jump by Repeat. And he's going really aggressive. I think he's about to find that this health is taken. And Fast Break gets the 100. No, he doesn't get the 100. He's coming for the belt. Which means Pete will get the 100. Unless Fast Break can get there quickly. Oh, Pete's still so low. The health that he picked up on the way. Saving him though. And that 2 direct rockets. That's so unfortunate. Man, Fast Break has got to be fuming. That was his chance to start getting points on the board. Pete pretty much handed it to him. And now stacks are even enough that Pete could just win a fight. Although initial damage is good for Fast Break. Does take a sniper shot of his own, and that combo from Repeat. Reading Fast Break like a book. And the headshot. That's just unnecessary, Repeat. He knows Fast Break can't get to the belt, so he looks through the window to see if he can get a headshot, knowing that the belt is safe. We'll give up the 100, but Never mind. Pushing in with the rocket, stealing some damage. Really confident in his aim. Fast break hit the roof there for some reason. 50 gets denied, so repeat down pretty low, but that weapon advantage he has is so huge that I can't imagine Fast Break will win a fight. And the position for the 100 is entirely in Repeat's favour. The most patient of sniper shots, and of course it misses. But Pete dropping onto flak, huge damage by Fast Break, but he himself is down low. Oh, those health packs saved him from that sniper shot. And, oh, Fast Break, I don't think he knows the belt's up. He could have just sat on the belt. That's unfortunate. He will pick it up regardless. And Repeat's made the mistake of not going straight to the 100. He still does have height advantage, but Fast Break overcomes that with the impact hammer. Oh my god, Repeat. Hits the headshot, does go down, but with a massive score advantage. It doesn't even matter. Because he can just make the fight scrappy, spawn, get a gun, finish off the kill, trade 1 for 1, and then just win the game. Yeah. The burden of the comeback is solely on Fast Break's shoulders right now, and running into that combo there stops so much momentum. And this is what Pete has to do. He just has to deal some decent damage, basically. Break Fast Break's momentum, and then he cleans up this game. And he's actually got himself onto the belt. I think Fast Break's just losing track of the item. Oh, wow, another headshot. Let's go over to Pete. Seems to just exist in a zoomed in state nowadays. I don't really want to watch this bugged POV, so we'll switch back over to Fast Break. Yeah, it seems to me that Fast Break has lost his will to attempt this comeback. It is just too far beyond the realm of possibility. Wouldn't be surprised if we see a GG here pretty soon. As Pete gets another belt. And wins a close combat sniper battle. And a sniper off the spawn. Pete is really feeling his aim right now. Which is good for him going into the next map. Another headshot. I think that's 3 headshots that killed and 1 that didn't. There is still time. You just actually have to, I don't know, defy the laws of physics to make use of all that time and win this game. Wow. I think Fast Break is hoping for Cosmic Rays to hit his RAM and bit flip something in the server such that it changes the score at this point. Another headshot. This has been what? This has been so one-sided. Man, I feel like I've missed all the headshots from Pete's POV. Just seeing Fast Break getting his brains splattered. There we go. Fast Break's BRBing. Gone for a little cry in the corner. after the violation that was just visited upon him. Alright, Cube, you're getting banned for that, sorry. Seven belts for Pete. I think that's how, I think he got 7 headshots as well, maybe 6. But still, that's like playing against his match, just hitting the headshot over and over again. Oh, I don't know why I left the game. Presumably, Fast Break will be back. Cat's throwing shit around my room. It's much better ping for Fast Break. But remains to be seen whether that will make up the deficit. Here we go, last game of the night. This would be 3 points to Masters of Peace if they win. Otherwise it will be 2 to 8. And Link spawned for repeat and he goes aggressive. Fast Break completely unsure of what to do in that situation. So much pressure applied by repeat. He's actually shooting Fast Break in the arse. But wants to be careful. No armor at this point in the game, so can't really afford to go super aggressive. Oh, no way! And Pete spawns on the 100 and gets a shock rifle. So, essentially, Fast Break cost repeat a death, but gave him a health pack. Yeah. Shock primary all day. Pete knows Fast Break's above him. Fast Break jumps down anyway and gets the kill. And I think repeat might jump for this 100. No, Fast Break with the shock will just zone repeat off. Good play by him. And takes the 100 armor after getting shot with the sniper, which is important. But now he needs to do the damage and he needs to deny repeat. Oh, no way! Another headshot. Nearly another one there as well. Repeat being super patient with the sniper. It's funny because I don't really consider Pete much of a sniper player. But he's going to have to hit something right now. Otherwise he's going down. Fast Break in the lead now. And possibly another kill here. Repeat doing good enforcer damage, but I think he's got away with the shock rifle, which if you're Fast Break is so rough. Yeah, I think maybe the best plan there would have been to just go in and commit to the Link fight. And yeah, Repeat's just won the belt. And that is a control reversal that didn't need to happen. So, great capitalization by Repeat, and Fast Break's got to be kicking himself. Pete misses the jump to 100, but I have a feeling that won't cost him. He sees Fast Break moving away. The classic ASDF gameplay. Which way will they go? It's been happening since day 1 of the map. But you really do assert quite a lot of dominance from that center point. But the problem is that Fast Break's allowed the 100 armor to pretty much come up. The 50's up. And now Repeat's able to take the 100. Fast Break missed the jump. And Pete maintains his control. Belt's up. I think Pete's maybe thought the 100 was up in his mind. And that has cost him the belt. So, bit of a mistake there. Fast Break doesn't really have the guns though. That's the problem. He needs a shock rifle or a sniper. And Pete's going to know that. Oh, and he's just given it a chance to jump 100. See, the problem there is, even though Fast Break has the stack advantage, he traded 1 sniper shot for 3. So, not the best situation to be in. He's going in with the flak though. I like this play. He needs to be careful now that Pete is aware he's there. And it's just unfortunate for Fast Break because he's losing these aim battles. Although Pete's down low, and Fast Break secures the 100 armor and gets a kill. So that's really important because it means that Repeat loses his entire weapon arsenal. Fast Break gets the belt, and he can get onto the shock rifle. Oh, yeah. He chooses not to go for it, and Repeat takes it. That's actually really rough. And definitely a mistake by Fast Break, in my opinion. Because Repeat can be super defensive. The difference between a spawned player with and without the shock rifle is huge. And Fast Break getting in between Pete and that minimum combo range. Switches to sniper though. Just a bit skittery on the guns, and I think that's costing him damage. And Pete probably going to walk away with this 50. Does take a sniper shot though, so well played by Fast Break to punish. But he's early over this side of the map for the belt. And he still can't get in on that shock rifle. I think that might be the belt given up. Unless... No, I think Pete's secured it. So again, I think that's an unnecessary loss of the belt. And probably just predicated on Fast Break not going for the shock when it was up. But well played by Repeat to capitalize. There we go, Repeat jumping for the 100 armor. Nice play. Knowing that without the jump he wouldn't get there before Fast Break. I'm just going to switch over to Pete, see what he can do. He's just got such a good weapon arsenal, despite at one point having nothing. Huge rockets by Repeat. It's actually, yeah, going for the belt. Good play. Nearly headshots Fast Break coming through the gap. But that gives Fast Break the shock rifle for the first time in seemingly ages. So be careful not to waste all his ammo though. Big combo by Repeat. And that's pretty much secured in the 100. Oh, what? That was outrageous! Pete's just been on fire with the headshot today. It's insane. Oh, he knows. Just knows. Go for another shot. What do you do? No. Goes for the safe play. That enforcer is no joke. He knows the shot's coming up. Maybe Fast Break has lost interest in this. Honestly, if he just made 2 different plays and you know, just played smart based on that, then I think this game is close. But as it stands, Pete's just starting to run away with it. Especially with these headshots.
But no, it's just a direct reference. Oh, was a headshot, but not for Pete. Let's see if Fast Break can chain together 5 spawn frags. That would be miraculous. He needs one more snipe on Pete. And here's the belt come out. Oh, Repeat's doing exactly what he needs to, which is just be annoying and that. That's pretty much sealed it. Any chance that Fast Break can belt split by Repeat. But yeah, honestly, just a couple of small players and this game is much closer. Players will just play out the last minute. Some like behaviour, respectful, honourable, mature, tolerant community. Pete's still playing without this. Looks like we'll be for today. Sadly, no second match. Had a voice left for, but no.